Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Chainsaws Man, episode 4. I have been out all day, riding around. It's going on 2 p.m. I got up relatively early this morning and headed out to the farmer's market, which is extremely inconveniently located about 7 miles away from me, and extremely inconveniently timed on Friday every day in the late morning to early afternoon, which is the time when literally everybody is working, including usually me. So I had to mix my schedule around to be able to get over there and get a blanket that my roommate has been really wanting but can't go and get because he works, and a loaf of bread that I've been wanting to get for a long time because there's a dude who bakes loaves of bread, and he always runs out by the time I can get there. And so I got to go and actually stand in the line and get the bread, which generally is pretty awesome. Anecdotally, I had like a 10 or 11-year-old kid on a bicycle come up to me, say, "Yo, I like that thing, man." And I was like, "Yeah, me too. It's pretty cool." He's like, "Can you pop a wheelie?" And I just looked at him and turned the unicycle to show him that it had one wheel and pointed, and he didn't get it. Just full did not get it. And so I went, "It only has one wheel. It's always doing a wheelie." And the look on his face was like, mind blown. Amazing. And then I I stopped into a supermarket to grab a beverage, which I have right here, and I'll tell you about in a second. And ran into a lady who was like, "Oh, that thing's really cool. I've seen you drive around the town. I'm always riding around in a school bus with special ed kids, and they always go, 'Wah!'" So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it has been a day. And the day continues, and it continues with Chainsaws Man, because Chainsaws Man. Last week was, to some degree, the week of betrayals. I'll run it through for you. Chainsaw Man, obviously there's the power betrayal, and it's like a pretty beastly betrayal. It's nothing new to Denji, getting totally treated like shit by people, but we had a deal, man. It was a quid pro quo, no sexual harassment, straightforward deal. And she just had to mess it up and betray us and literally stab us in the back, kind of. Really kind of more from the front with a slice, but, you know, the metaphor still works. Which of course led us to actually unveiling our power, realizing that there's something serious in the connection between power and her cat, and killing the fuck out of the evil bat demon, who's kind of a dick. And more than kind of a dick, really kind of a dick. So then we murder him. That's pretty good. So, good stuff. The best way that the betrayal could come out. Moving backward, in both Macross and Gundam, there were severe betrayals last week. Like, significant shit. Like, a whole lifespan that's just been spent lying to people. And then also, fuck you, Dad, and a bunch of stuff. Wednesday doesn't count. Tuesday, I didn't watch anything, so I think that the traitor is me, because I didn't watch anything. And Monday was Fire Punch, which is like 100 bad actions per minute. It's like just brutal. Just really brutal. So it was like the week of betrayals. So, in celebration, I'm going to betray everything. And I'm going to have a flaky almond croissant. Sourdough almond croissant. Same bakery. I'm actually really excited about that. So I'm going to have a pastry and a coffee. Because I'm going to betray my diet by having sugary, flaky pastry. And I'm going to betray my name by having caffeine from a non-tea source. Although, technically coffee is tea. That's fucking gross. It always is. Yummy. Mmm. Unsweetened cold brew coffee. It just tastes like alkaline bitterness. I don't know why people do this. I'll bet once I have a bite of flaky almond pastry, everything will be alright. This, I'm excited. Man. Oh, damn. Here. Oh, no. Look at that guy. Yeah. Yeah. So flaky. There's some kind of sweet sweet liquid in the center, maybe a cream of some kind or a custard, but it's soaked into all of the pastry in the center. So instead of getting that kind of doughy section in the middle of the croissant, it's like sweet, but not too sweet and delicious. That's really good. So once you've got some sweet pastry in your mouth, then you have some coffee. Yeah, it's still garbage. This is still garbage water. No. No, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is, everybody's addicted to it. Fine, sure, right. But it's an inferior product. Tea exists. Hello, ice cream truck. Bye, ice cream truck. I just think it's an inferior product. Fucking beans. Who makes tea out of beans? Of course, there's an ulterior motive to doing that. It's a little bit later than usual. I've been out riding all day. I'm kind of hungry and kind of thirsty. And so, beverages, a little bit of sugar, should hold me together for the next 20 minutes or so. We'll probably see a little spike, and then we might crash later, but hopefully we'll crash after I've finished recording the video, and we'll be all good. We gotta draw a drawing today. I don't know what to draw at all. I don't know what's gonna happen in the episode at all. We're gonna seal the deal with power, and by seal the deal, I mean squeeze the titties. If we do that, we're like over the edge of the cliff. We've aimed for the impossible, and we've just reached it in like 2 days. Maybe we should have aimed higher, but he did. He aimed as high as he could possibly imagine, and the highest he could imagine was squeeze some taters. So, we're gonna actually seal the deal and become friends here? That's what I think should happen. But I don't know. Will we follow up on Power's backstory? Somebody mentioned that there's at least something in the manga that wasn't shown, that she's got multiple gashes across her arm, which is where she draws the blood from, and that indicates that she may be what is the opposite of a suicide survivor? The victim? I think victim is the right word. Feels wrong, but I think it's right. So, yeah. That might be something that we could explore. And we could tie it all together with the whole Meowie thing. We did sort of leave the episode off at the climax of the battle, sans denouement, right? We don't have a wind down here. And that wind down, I think, is the first bit of acceptance, I hope, that Denji should get from Power, leading us toward what we see in the OP, which is the two of them being able to goof off together. And I wonder if that will, well, first, that should have an effect on their, like, rating with Makima and everybody and how they're treated. It should also be a little bit of a surprise, because I actually think that Makima was throwing them together like Beyblades, hoping that one of them knocked the other one out of the ring, knowing that Power is dangerous, and using her to test him to see what really happens. This is probably the best possible result, is that both of your assets survive and they come to like each other okay and be able to work together, which would be really good. And then we can move on from there to maybe convince Aki, who kind of hates us, that maybe we're not the worst people in the world. Beyond that, I don't really have much to go off of here, but I do think we're Power related. And I think I've got this idea that's sort of brewing that's like, I want to capture the momentum. Of, it's like an Inazuma kick. Right? It's like streaking down. Yeah. And then this one will be way back, I think. Oh, it might even be kneeling, yeah. Because if it's an Inazuma kick, then it's like this, I think. Okay. Lines of... I'm just actually going to draw in what I need to here, because I don't know what I'm doing otherwise. Rib cage here, goes like so. It's big inverted egg. Oh, she's twisting, I guess. I didn't realize. This goes here. Spine line is down through here, which is super weird, but it ends up being really fun. Titties, because she has them, and that's really important mechanically for the show. You know, there's this artist, I forget his name, but he does the how to draw things, and he's just like an expert at drawing tits. Really, really extraordinary at them. I've never been able to do that in the same way. Like, just figuring out where they would be in space is hard for me. You know, I don't have them, so I can't evaluate myself in the mirror trying, or like on a camera trying to figure out where they are. Yeah, I just don't know. Makes life hard. This is a weird pose that we've got here, but it's still gonna work okay, I think. And we totally lose Power's head out of here, which is weird, I think. And she would have summoned a large blade, and we've lost the momentum, I think. I don't think I've got it. So, where would the momentum have come from? And the answer is diagonal. The answer is diagonal and a better framing. So, here, 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 waist, hip, breast, eye, top, egg, there, waist, hip, eye, major, yep, oop, bop, back behind her, scythe, curve this around a little bit so that it looks like it's normal. Even if it's super broken, whoosh, whoosh, doesn't really work, but then, whoosh, and she would be wearing like a hoodie thing, right? She normally wears like a hoodie. She looks fucked. She looks fucking crazy. That's perfect. I don't think I would want it any other way. She should be absolutely fucking nuts. We'll just darken up the hoodie parts, which will cover up my flubs. So she's wearing a button down underneath the hoodie. The hoodie comes up and over. I think in some of the pictures she's got this like untucked capris kind of, or like rolled up pants. Oh boy, Power. Woo! Oh shit. Woo! And I don't know how to create momentum is what we've learned today. I will get better though. That is the idea, right? I gotta do more figure drawing. I need models. I need real human models. It's hard to find them. Although I could just ask any of the pretty girls in town. See how that goes. Hi, I need to learn to draw. Can I draw you? Might go really well, who knows? I'm actually seriously considering that now. That would take some balls. I don't know if I've got them yet. Ooh. All right. So there's our picture for the day. We've got Power moving. That's it. That's all there is to that. I like it. It's not my strongest work, but I am happy with it. I think I could iterate on it a couple more times and get some more dynamism out of it. I think what I'm really missing is any sort of angular foreshortening, the kind of way that I did last week with the arm. If she were foreshortened more so she was coming toward me with like her foot being the size of her head or bigger. Big foot, little back behind. All right, fine, I'll draw it. Let's do that. So we'll do big fucking foot first, right? Hair would actually be up like this, right? And then we have a totally different perspective, right? Because she's coming down like this. So I'm actually looking up at a body like this. So her shoulders are actually here. Breasts would stick up because they're three-dimensionally there, which is very much more difficult for me to imagine. But I think I can actually do that. And then she comes, like, she would narrow here, but she won't because it's actually wider. What the fuck? God, it breaks my noggin every time. Okay, nope, nope, I need reference material or something in order to make this happen. So we'll do a scythe this way. This is a foot, and that's a foot. That actually kind of looks like it could be a knee, though, so I'm going to do this. That's where her leg would be, right? And then this other leg is here, and it's totally hidden behind the other big foot, because it's pointing straight at us. Definitely taters. They are important. We'll keep this hand behind as our idea, so that I don't have to draw it, mostly. This definitely has way more energy to it. I don't think that the dynamics have really worked, because I messed it up in here area. It's definitely down the right path. So setting up my foreshortening beforehand is really important, but I should block out the framing of the character. Like, where's the box of the hips? Where's the egg of the of the rib cage. Because if I did what I did on that first and second one, where I blocked out where the character was, and I just did it not flat, and I actually angled it out and thought about it well enough, it would be doable. Or if I, wasn't stupid and I just grabbed the little model that I have literally right here for exactly this purpose, I could have just looked at it and been like, oh, which I'm doing right now. It's pretty close. Not far off. Okay. Either way, I'm going to put this one up. Okay, I'll call that a wrap for our drawing section. That's fun. Experimenting with dynamic stuff. Something that Fujimoto's really, 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 really good at. Both exciting scenes in the way that they look, but also gestury characters that have a lot of motion to them. It's part of the way that he seems to capture frames in between motion, where they're kind of weird and not the perfect frame, and that ends up being the perfect frame because it captures more of the stumble or the maneuver or the movement or whatever. It ends up being really cool. Narratively, Fujimoto's kind of like that too. He almost shies away from the big bombastic moments. It's weird, for somebody who seems so obsessed with explosions and climactic finales and things, Fujimoto likes to play with that a lot and totally omit climactic battle sequences just for fun. It's happened twice in Fire Punch already, and I've noticed it very sincerely. It's like pretty interesting. Both of the times that we've had a really big fight haven't happened. They just haven't happened. Spoilers for Fire Punch, I guess. There are two places just in the first couple of volumes that we've read where geared up for a big battle, and then it cuts to the next page and it's over. It's just over. And there are meta reasons for it and whatever, but it's just instantly over, and we don't get to see any of the fight. And it does this amazing thing where we see just the aftermath. It's like, what happened? What happened? It's like we're a third party coming onto the scene. Like we're one of the members of the cleanup crew or the sanitation department that comes and is scrubbing the sea cucumber devil up off the pavement. Just like, what the fuck? What the hell is this shit? You know? Wow. Yeah. Wow. So, I think that's all my spieling and stuff for Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man has been fun. It's been pretty light and enjoyable and dense at the same time. It's managed to be, like, in terms of depth to analyze, it's got that sort of light shonen vibe where you can sort of just skim it and be like, it's a fun thing with a dude who gets pretty pissed off and turns into chainsaws. And then you can just, like, look at it for a while. And you look at it, you're like, yeah, it's a cool sunset. What the hell's going on? This is like a planet. This is a whole world out there. And that's how Chainsaw Man feels, because it's like, oh, it's just a fun shoot. Whoa, those are characters. Whoa, there's some world, but whoa, what's happening here? And there's a lot happening here. So I'm excited to see some more and flesh it out a little bit more. Maybe flesh it out a little bit more. I know Denji's excited for that. And I am too. I think it would be great for a boy to get his hands full. Honk honk. How do you... Yeah. The secret is to inhale and exhale. You gotta do both. Okay, I'm killing myself here. And the viewership is dropping. I can see you Xing out or skipping ahead. That's fine. Please support the channel on the Patreon. It's very appreciated. Likes and subscribes are good on the video. Please only subscribe to the channel if you're actually going to watch the videos. Yeah. I might make a video about that because it's super important that the ratio of active watchers to subscribers stays strong. Because if there are a bunch of people who we'll talk about it at some other point. Chainsaw Man episode 4 is coming through the tubes, and I'm so dang excited. Let's give it a watch. It looks like we're starting off in the forest, which could mean power backstory, or this could just be... No, we fought in the city. So, I don't know. It might actually be a Denji flashback, because he lived out in the woods and stuff, and there wouldn't be as many trees, because he would have chopped them all down. I think it's got to be power. Okay, let's do it. Let's find out more about this lady who is a devil possessing a corpse, and whether we get to touch her cold, devilish titties. The important questions. Beep timer for Chainsaw Man episode 4. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Oh boy. Yummy, yummy little snacks. Hello? Nope. Oh, yeah. Hi. Yep. Yay. Okay, power. She is a hungry girl. Hello, Meowie. Hmm. Hmm. Fuck. And yet you're still doing it. Ridiculous or otherwise. Cool transition. Hmm. Hmm. Especially while it's inside the critter. Hello, fat cat. You awaken inside the goop blob. Sup, my lady? Yes, you were. That was cute. Well, it's not even my body. Truly. But also, so are you. We do ridiculous things for ridiculous reasons. One would say it's what makes us human. But she's not human. What the fuck? Is Bat Demon still alive? What the fuck? What is that? What are you? Hey, that was my arm. Stupid slug thing. How many demons, devils, bad people are there? Can she handle this? I think Power could handle this. I'm continuing to not comment on the literal angel who's here, because I can't. I just can't. I love... It's so small, but I love the way his head tilts in the OP after he cracks the egg. It's like the subtle expression that we get from him when he... in the first frame that we see him in this episode. What are you? Wow. Not a shot, man. Zoom. Ow. More blood lost. He's not able. Oh, we've pushed our limits now. Oh, she's a blood demon. Give me more. Can I get more? Huh? You've been seeking... Oh. Really? No. Ugh. I wonder if those expressions are on ones. I'll fight you without. Oy, show. Okay, that was very cool. Alright, who's doing this? Who's in charge of this? We're really following through this fight. Just a yes! Yup! Or at least that's the reason that he's giving. Okay! Still got something. Ah! Not much. Give me some blood. I'll be fine. We're in a rough spot. Nice. A big dream, huh? Steki na yume. Ugh. I could never lose to you. My dreams are serious. Everybody keeps telling me that my dreams don't work. One nice shot. Come on. Yeah, so noble. Eating all the humans, right? Even that's better? I just want to touch the titties. That's a ridiculous, how ridiculous. God, awful. I don't like it. I do like the sound effects. Oh, yeah, AT-AT. Let's go. With his own intestines. Oh my god. You nut. Ouchie. Oh, that's concussed. He's a monster. Where'd he go? Nutty. So small. Man, the bulging eye is awesome. Straight in. Gotta go head first, huh? Oh, damn. Uh-oh. Never mind. Oh, good. Oh, good. Great. Hi, Aki. Huh? Natsume? What the fuck? What are you? What? 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 No, 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 no. What? Actual what? 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 What are you? Yeah, great. Good job. What the? Hi. That's. Yeah, hi. What? We did. Smack, smack, smack. Oh, come on, by the pro. Come on. Awesome. That whole smoke was amazing. Oh god, that was such bombast. Way too much stuff. Do I have an arm? Apples. Apple rabbits. Oh, he's making cute little apple rabbits. We're gonna find out more about you, Aki. Oh, they gave him more blood and it just popped right back on. That makes sense. What was that? No, but you could tell me. Oh, all of them do. Keiaku. Huh. So each time you call it, it's a sacrifice. They're awful. Don't get sucked in by power. No, she isn't. How dare you say that? She betrayed you, dude. How could you say that? Yeah. How could you even believe that? He's actually gonna cover. He sure did do that. I don't give a shit about some dude, and yet he didn't kill the dude. Oh, what's the condition? Actually listen to me, you dumbass. Alright. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Information in exchange for not dying, basically. I don't know about that. But sure, we can work with it. You didn't say think about it, it was an order, you dumbass. I guess it wasn't, it was advice. That's a change. Liar, liar, pants on fire. We make deals. We make deals, yeah. Ooh. The ends justify. Wow. +1 Aki. Maybe +2 because he's got a giant doggo. He's got a Natsume contract. That's so fun. All this smooth style animation is really interesting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A super evil. Yeah, we just found it. Huh? Huh? No, what? Gun? Flesh? Yeah, that's because they're lying. They realized it. So now you in the chain are standing up for them too, because, oh my god. Using politeness as a weapon. Yeah? Because you're covering. This is so cute. Totally. Wow, Makima's eyes are so crazy. She just sees everything. No gun flesh? Is that Swords Boy? Why is he swords if he's guns? Maybe not. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's an organization or a group. Maybe it's like a parasite or something that goes into multiple devils. I don't know. Ooh, exciting. Good morning. Oh, that was fun. Reflections in the water, bits and bobs in all the eyes. Pour over coffee. Coffee and a cigarette in the newspaper. The classic. Ohio. Oh man, come on. Oh, come on. He's very, very meticulous. Just continuously a neat freak meticulous. Every jam, every time, huh? Nothing for you. Yuddy. Power. Power. Are you living with us now? No. Come on, there's too much and then there's too much. Come on, there's too much and then there's too much. Genji was too much, this is too much. Stop it, stop it, stop it! Oh. You did this to yourself, man. Oh. The little... Oh, the little... Oh, little baby crush. That's so cute, Aki. Bullshit. She's not gonna eat that, man. Proximity breeds contempt. Hey, Denji, you still want a handful? No respect. Yeah. Because you drink nothing but blood. Alright, I'll scrub the damn... Yeah. But do it! What a dork. Are we gonna hard cut out of this or something? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Of course you were. Because you were gonna kill him. Yes. He's gonna... You should save him. Or something. I don't know. Is that the end? That's the end. Amazing. I need more. Please more. What an absolute clusterfuck. That was awesome. Oh. Fun. Above the prey the girl has yet to eat. Throwing vegetables. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. More dance OPs and EDs need to happen. This is perfect chaos for power. From the screen tones to the variations in line width to the crazy sketchiness. This is perfect for power. Oh, and that's a fiend for us, friends. Alright. Alright. Well, this episode sure does work, doesn't it? It sure does work really well. You know, I think there's something pretty great as a through line through the episode. I'm just gonna put everything else to the side for now. There's tons of chaotic animation. It's pretty darn cool. Lots of crazy fight. This fight is distinct from last episode's fight. I don't think it's the same guy doing AD. It might be, just because of the scale and the running and stuff, but it doesn't feel like it. I wonder who is doing AD on this one. I might have to look. But we can put all that to the side. Great looking episode. Lots of really stellar small character moments and visuals, which has been a continuous point of praise for the show. Aki going and straightening his hair before going in to see Makiba does a ton. It just does a ton. The little micro expressions from Denji in particular as he's discussing things in the very first scenes of the episode with power are really good too. And then the whole fight is amazing. And then the character interactions and moments are amazing all the way through. But the thing that stands out to me the most in this episode is characters doing things that are completely opposed to their stated goals and opinions. It really, really fascinates me. It's the start of the episode. It's like the first line in the episode is Power looking at her own self-awarely evaluating herself and going, this is ridiculous. What am I doing? And if you don't relate to that, I don't think you're human. Because I think we have all had the experience of doing something, and either later or before or during, at some point, going, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? And that's one of the things that makes us human, is that we're not always completely in control of our actual desires, and very often we're completely wrong about what those goals and desires are. So here's my little wrinkle for you. Are the goals of any of the characters in the show so far correct, true, accurate? Power's goal is to, like, kill humans and also devils. But it's not. Her goal is actually to protect her cat and maybe have friends. Right? Aki's goal is revenge against all devils. But in reality, he keeps creating leeway for interesting devils to do interesting things, and he himself has a contract with a devil. Really, he wants to protect the city. His goal isn't really revenge, it's prevention. His real goal is to prevent other people from going through what he's going through, I think, right? Makima's a wild card. And our leech devil, who with Batty wanted to eat all the people in the world, that's obviously ridiculous. Maybe it makes sense to a devil's consciousness, but it's still obviously ridiculous. It's like a couple being like, we're gonna travel the world and go to every country and make $1 billion and all these big dreams and all this stuff, and it's like, no, you just wanted to live a life together and, like, live well, right? That's the actual goal that you were going for. So if we just evaporate away what people say they want and just evaluate their actions, their actual actions, there's nobody in this show who is more straightforward and honest about their reality and what they desire from it than Denji, your boy. He doesn't have a reason to lie, right? And so when he says that whole spiel about this is our dream fight, whatever, you can look down on my goals if you want to, there's something to that, I think. And I think what there is to it is that despite how stupid his fucking goal is, and it is stupid, and that's okay, it's also completely true, 100% accurate, and he's genuinely dedicated to it. It actually makes a lot of the lofty, noble goals that these other characters have professed seem thin and false in comparison. There's something potent about being genuine, even if the thing you're genuine about is stupid. It's like somebody dancing in the middle of public, right? Just having fun. Yeah, it's stupid, but there's something incredibly compelling about their genuineness, about the true joy that they're having. And most of the time, people who walk by them or see them are mostly wishing that they could do that too. Now, you'll get people who will laugh at a person dancing in public or doing something silly, who will, like, laugh at them and actually make fun of them cruelly, but most of those people deep inside wish that they could do the same sort of thing, and are actually made quite insecure by someone else's security. So in this case, Denji is not at all insecure, right? He's like, dude, I don't care about any of this shit. I just have my goal, and it's really what I want, and you can think it's stupid, and I don't care. I don't care at all. And I love it. I love it. I've been reading The Courage to be Disliked, which is a book that is mostly about the philosophy of Adler. Adlerian philosophy, which takes a purpose-oriented viewpoint toward the actions that people take. For example, Adlerian philosophy will look at someone who is agoraphobic, which is an example that I use frequently because it's a common example for psychological trauma and such. People who are agoraphobes often have some kind of traumatic experience and then or think that they're going to, and then will come up with a set of fear structures that confine them to their home. The traditional mindset toward that is that there's some trauma and that we can cross that by pushing against it and expanding the barriers of the person's consciousness and letting them reacclimate to what their body is telling them is a traumatic experience. But in the Adlerian hypothesis, and I don't know that I necessarily agree with this, but I think there are definitely circumstances where it makes sense, he works backwards, and what he says is the person's goal is to stay inside their house, and they've invented this fear structure, this complex, in order to enable the goal that they're actually seeking. They might say to you, I really want to go outside, and yet if you evaluate their actions as such, no, they don't. In fact, they've very strongly rooted themselves to not going outside, and they've built up a whole set of psychological and physiological structures and reactions that prevent them from doing the thing that they don't actually want to do. And the hypothesis is probably there's something frightening about outside that they don't want to see, but they've convinced themselves that it is otherwise, that they are against some other enemy that is their fear thing, and that phobia is preventing them from going outside, as opposed to being a self-inflicted, intentional, and desirable aspect of their persona that they've thrown onto themselves in order to avoid doing the thing that they don't want to do in the first place. So that conflict in what people say that they want versus what they actually want strikes me as immediately interesting throughout Chainsaw Man. Here, with Power, she finds it ridiculous that she's running for her life for something else's life. She, the great killer. I don't get it. But then there's something about blood that's warm and compelling to her. And so, really, her actions don't line up with her stated beliefs about the world at all. That's pretty interesting, right? I am the blood devil. I only kill things. Ooh, look, a cat. Wrinkle. That's a wrinkle. That, she's acting out of character. She's acting out of character. She's just not aware of what her character actually is. And that's pretty interesting. That's pretty real, I think. I think this scene of pulling her out of the muck is pretty gorgeous. And then there's this moment, which is the first moment of Denji micro movement here. This little thing. That sets us up for all these really subtle expressions that happen all throughout the episode. Why did you save me? I was trying to get you killed. And for him, his answer is actually right. It's actually true. But it's also not exactly true, right? That is the reason. But it's also not the reason. When she got captured and eaten by Batty, it was his realization that you and I have something in common. A deep care for another creature. That really leads him to act. And similarly, there's something about the way that he says, I don't care about some dude, and cuts the car in half. And yet he doesn't kill the dude. Or doesn't kill the lady in the office building and in fact saves her. It's sort of one of those scenes where you've got a superhero running down the street to save somebody, right? And then they keep stopping to pick a cat out of a tree or help a lady down from a fire escape or whatever, right? And they still make it to the job on time or whatnot. It's kind of like that. I don't know. There are a bunch of characters trying to act less moral than they actually are. Although Aki is not one of them, he is a meticulous rule follower. And that's a totally different circumstance. But then, and even then, we've got something really interesting because Aki says, I try to do the right thing and follow the rules all the time. Take my advice and you might survive, kid. And then he lies for him. Straight up. And Makima knows he's lying to her. She's fully aware of it. And he still lies for him. I won't go out on a limb for a devil. I hate devils. Goes out on a limb for a devil. I'm a rule-following, meticulous, OCD almost, Every scoop of laundry detergent is perfectly flat. His knife skills with onions are perfect, right? Everything is clean in the house, always. Everything's perfect. Everything's exactly right. His morning routine of out with the newspaper and the coffee, and it's all a ritual and a routine. And he sits down in the one cigarette, and it's like exactly everything goes as Aki plans. Except he's willing to bend the rules for people that he begins to care about, even though he's like, I don't care about you. So character contradictions, I think, are the name of the game for this episode. And the strength of Denji's stupid-ass resolve and his, to use the title of the book that I'm reading, courage to be disliked. I don't care if you think my goals are stupid. I'm gonna move toward them. This is my purpose. Fuck you. Absolutely fuck you. You're a devil trying to tell me that my goals are stupid when yours was to eat all the people in the world? Fuck off. Fuck you, leech devil. You're literal leech. You two bloodsuckers were made for each other. Oh, I just got that. I think it's great. What a scene. What an absolutely bonkers scene. What perfect Fujimoto. We're in denouement celebrating and then ramp it up again with an exploding arm. Huh? Shit. What the fucker? God. And it's awful. She's awful. She's awful and she looks great. I like that we get to see the limit of Denji's power. Chainsaws once a day or so, not enough blood. Pretty interesting. I do wonder if power could, like, reinfuse him with blood or something. It seems like a match made in heaven. She could just pick up his blood and put it back in him. Be helpful. He should keep a couple IV bags with him, you know? Or, like, EpiPen shots just full of blood, you know? Like, get a real quick reinfusion, just pour it all over your face or whatever. Maybe the chainsaws will inhale it. You need to oil the chainsaws with blood, right? Fine, then die. And we kick into gear on speed here. And momentum throughout this fight and scale is really stellar. So our ability to match foreground Denji running on moving backgrounds is pretty great. And it doesn't look like most of the digital dynamic shots that I normally see. These are much more fun than that. There's this oomphiness to the way that this... Lots of sphincters and orifices, which I don't like. But our ability to generate speed, both with sweeping camera movements and squash stretch style, what's going on with the actual character moving, and then, of course, the foreshortening stuff that I'm bad at, all comes together to create sheer insanity. And it just sort of doesn't stop for a few minutes here. Our speedy bits are awesome. And then there are all these scenes where she, like, wriggles, and I don't like those at all. I do not like those at all. This creature jiggling sucks. I guess sucks blood. Is a leech. We had a lofty and noble dream, says this awful slug monster. And how dare you? He really has lost a lot of blood. Yeah. We'll have dreams, and we work backwards. This is actually one of the ways that a lot of people think. A lot of people do unconsciously think this way. If I'm victorious, that means I was right. Nobility equals victory, right? This is a real problem that comes from our narratives. It's a real issue, I think. Our narratives all work this way. The good guys win. Period. Right? Period. It's hard to find blockbuster movies where the good guys don't win. Nobody watches them. Because we like good guys to win. But in the real world, the good guys don't win. Look at politics anywhere in any nation. Whatever side you're on, the good guys aren't winning. And girls and people, the good people, okay? They're not winning. How about business, the economy? Who's winning? Not the good people. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with nobility. Maybe victory is not about nobility at all. Maybe that's why it's always so kind of gross to read things like Machiavelli's The Prince or Robert Greene's The Laws of Power. Those are books that should squiggle your nibbles. They should mess with you a little bit, because they're all a bunch of examples of people being brutal and mischievous and malicious and lying and betraying other people and stabbing people in the back before they can get stabbed in the back and winning and being totally victorious for it. And then, in the aftermath of their victory, they rewrite the history to the extent that they have the power to do so, in order to frame themselves as the noble victor, who started out from the beginning to be the noble one, right? The noble underdog fighting against the oppression of the previous regime, before establishing their own highly hierarchical regime, right? Like, this is not an uncommon story. It might be the most common story. And it's a bit of it's a flaw in the way that our societies operate. Good doesn't equal success. That's the nature of the thing. That's what makes being good so hard in some ways. There isn't always a lot of obvious material benefit to it. Even Aki, who's like, I'm following the rules, doesn't get a lot of material benefits for following all the rules, you know? But you get something else from following the rules, right? You get some degree of personal security. And you get some degree of honesty, self-alignment. Your foundations and your goal orientation are in line with each other if you're not lying about them. Being good makes you feel good. And I hypothesize, as a person who strives to be good, whatever the fuck that means, and I do it because I think it's actually long-term beneficial for me and the people around me and stuff. But I think long-term psychologically it would tear me apart to act out of accordance with my beliefs. So I try to act in accordance with my beliefs. And that's tough. That's tough when it's like, well, what benefit do you get from that, though? And I've got some people in my life who just do not get it, right? That's somebody who's like, well, so why don't you put ads on your videos? It's like, well, because I'm diametrically opposed to them. I'm ideologically opposed to advertisements on content. I don't like it. And they're like, well, that's dumb. You could make so much more money. It's like, yeah, and I won't. What the fuck? What? Ridiculous. And I'll try to explain that, like, in the long term, I think that people appreciate that enough that it significantly contributes to the rate of Patreon donations that I get, and I think is actually a foundational element of the ideological tilt of my channel, and it's really a part of the branding of the thing in a lot of ways, and a lot of the branding of my thing has to do with honesty and trying to be good. And I think that eventually that does come around. But some people just do not see that, right? Not at all. Why? That doesn't have any benefit to you. So what's the point of being good? What's the point of being honest about your goals in the first place? That's cool. That's cool. And here, the idea that victory will justify my goal because the one who is noble and right is the one who will succeed. That's an interesting wrinkle, and I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true, but it's exactly the kind of childish idea that someone like Denji might come up with. I like it. We're in this battle of dreams. So this is where we get really funky with the animation on her. It jiggles so much. Is that on ones? What's going on here? Yep. Oh, God, the titty nipples go in ones. I don't like it. It is not lost on me that the demon devil who shows up is all tits. In the I Get to Feel Boobs episode. It's kind of funny because they're so gross, right? Denji's been striving for this the whole time, and now he's faced with the grossest of titties. I don't know. I think we've really managed to capture some of that gestury style that Fujimoto has in these really speedy animation sequences for Denji. He always feels like he's stumbling over himself and like, whoa. And I think it's awesome. So often we see characters running on like the arm of a giant, and they're like like cutting clean lines and stuff. And it's like that's a moving entity. It's shifting under you, and it's squishy, and it's like flipping around and stuff, and you're getting bounced around by it, and you're just it's like that's dumb. That's dumb. That's not how it should be. And so instead, Denji falls over himself all the time and is bad at this. I like AT-ATing her. It's pretty cool. Doesn't work, of course. And this is a hell of a reveal. Yep. This is so dope. It's so dope, right? Now, it takes its style from the same place that Natsume Yujincho does, pretty obviously. That is a hell of a dog. This is a good pupper, isn't it? Indeed. Can I eat it? Yes, you may. So we've got a different kind of contract. One must imagine that Himeno has given up her eye in order to make a contract. And we're now truly in denouement come the end of the episode. I think that the smoke effect in this scene is stupid. I don't know, it shouldn't even be here. It shouldn't be this fucking cool, at least. And yet, they decide to give us an incredible smoke effect. With flashing lights through it, it can be, yeah, crazy. Aki meticulously making little apple rabbits. It's pretty cute. The push-pull that we do with those apple rabbits is pretty cute. Knowing that you should tell him the truth about power, and yet he doesn't. And all of your actions, the way that you've actually been acting towards civilians and actually been acting in the city, they all indicate someone who's really trying not to hurt other people. Why? Why does Denji care about not hurting other people? What a weird thing. He's a devil, right? He's been the most hurt, you know? There are kind of two ways you can go with something like that. Hurt people, and then there's hurt people heal, and try not to hurt people very much. Denji tries not to hurt people, and I think that's a good place for a protagonist to be, even if his primary stated goal is touch titties. His actual set of goals is much more complicated than that, and much more human. And out we go, we'll use anything we can. Deals with the devil, literally. I think that the talk to Makima scene is amazing. I feel like she knew that he waited, and is instead waiting for him. I don't know. It's so tough to read Makima. She seems like she knows everything. The like reflection of her looking behind her in the window is so spooky. I love it. And he's straight up, well, doesn't quite cover completely or really lie, but he passes on their lies as if he is willing to believe them, and does so in a way where Makima knows that he's doing so. This is cool. We are a team in some real sense, and we've really got that impression here. And I get the feeling that as Makima evaluates him behind that quiet smile, have you become a little bit more open-minded? She's just looking up at him through that. I have not changed at all. Liar, liar. Liar, liar. And we say something, 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 gun flash. Something, something, something. That's a plot drop. This city looks great. This apartment looks great. I really like the morning routine scene. It's really pretty. I like that. It's really pretty. And that, really pretty. The moment when he actually fiddle whittles his hair into the little spike, it's really cool. Care on the things, all these things. They took the care in the animation that Aki takes with his actual goods and stuff that he does. He's very careful, very organized, very meticulous. And it's really cute. I think that there are probably a bajillion girls who are in love with Aki. It's just the impression that I get. He's got that something, you know? A little bit edged, a little bit of friendly. all mixed together. And what we see is that there's actually like a peaceful understanding that's occurred between Denji and Aki. Denji's a little goofy and he, spreads jam on stuff, but Aki can deal with him. He's not like pissed at him for asking what's for lunch or whatnot. It actually ends up working. And it seems like maybe Aki actually needs somebody to take care of a little bit. Maybe. He's the leash, right? Makima's the holder. Aki's the leash. Denji and Power on the end of it. And goddamn Power is here. And chaos. And chaos. Grimaces. And finally, the titties. Great Power ending. Absolute chaos clusterfuck. Really enjoyable. Great episode overall. Absolute chaos clusterfuck. Really enjoyable. Thematic threads seem strong to me. Blood ties. I don't know. Thematic threads seem strong to me. And we have kind of a reset here. That's the full denouement, right? Our whole fight thing has ended, and we can now return. We create a new status quo. And the new status quo is everybody's in the organization, and new devil things will occur. We've got our relationship with Power. We found out something important about Aki. We can meet all the other characters in the division, maybe, as our next episode, or start getting sent on a mission, or start revealing the primary plot arc, which will have to do with whatever Swords Guy probably is, I think. So, sounds good to me. I hope that sounds good to you. I hope you enjoyed this episode and all the whiffling and waffling and talking and spieling that I've done about it. And hit me in the comments with any of your thoughts. I didn't do a comment spotlight for this episode, but I probably will in future weeks. So do comment things, and I'll probably collapse some of the comments from the last couple of episodes into a major comment spotlight next week, I think. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week for more Chainsaws, man. Peace.